Deadline on Friday, he gives word that he's now running as a no party preference and not as a Republican after seeking and obtaining the Republican Party's endorsement. So he scrambled, and fortunately Andrew Kotyuk has stepped up on that one, and he's running as the Republican in the district. Actually, Chad Mays left the Republican Party when he led 6 other Republicans to vote for the massive cap and trade tax increase when he was still nominally, officially a Republican. And with that, Andrew, you are recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, everybody. Well, I definitely need to start out by saying it was a joint effort from all of us. If it wasn't from Jan Lesia, part of the San Bernardino Central Committee, that figured out that Chad did what he did with change parties, I wouldn't be here by any means. And I also want to say a shout out to the Tea Party, all of you, and Beaumont and Glenn, and several of you who got the signatures in just a matter of hours to make this happen. We got the call Thursday night, and we needed to do it in less than 24 hours to make sure that there was an R on the ballot, and that we couldn't let somebody lie to us and make sure there wasn't an R on the ballot that pulled together. So this was definitely a joint team effort. None of us saw or expected this to occur, but it did. And it just goes to show the activism in this community, in this Tea Party, in the Beaumont Banning Tea Party, and us, that we're always ready, right, to defend and push forward. And it's interesting because right now, there's an impeachment effort going on, right? And the person that changed parties on us, I believe, is a never-Trumper as well. That's right. That's right. And the last I heard is that our President Trump is going to step down. But when is he going to step down? 2024. That's right. That's right. That's right. So the point here is that, I'm a man of mission and a belief in God and our country and standing up for what's right and partnering with all of you. And I got to say, the activism in the Tea Party is alive and doing well. And I could be more impressed. Thank you. But as a veteran and a businessman, this is something that this community and stepping into this role isn't something new to me. My passion in hearing your voices and the people in our community, in our district, I couldn't be more honored to be here, stepping up again, to be the sole Republican, and doing this fight so quick because the primary now is March 3rd, right? And absentees come out February 3rd. And so time is critical. And Mr. Mays, the previous Republican that did this to us, was well aware of that. This was all his master plan, was to catch us off guard and to not be ready to take him on. Well, we've already marked the boxes so far to make sure we are on the ballot and able to win this district and keep this district a Republican district. And I want to take a minute, so we're moving quick here, but I have a star that was on my campaign last time that's a part of our campaign, and she reached out automatically to our campaign to say, hey, I'm willing to give 30 hours a week to see this seat stay a Republican Party, and I'm going to help coordinate the volunteers, help coordinate fundraisers, and also community time. So Andrea, if you don't mind staying for just a minute, I want everyone to see you because she has the envelopes out. Make sure you give your volunteer slips to her or donation or contributions to her. Does that mean 2 minutes or 2 seconds? 2 seconds. 2 minutes, thank you. Just to clarify on that. So they're all on your table right now. So there is a website on there, kotyuk4assembly.com. We've kept it pretty low profile. It's a simple splash page with how to donate and a little bit about our bio and who I am as an elected official today. Because I've already been on city council. I'm the mayor right now in the city of San Jacinto. I got a long history of giving back to the community, whether it's veteran time, nonprofits, or the city government. But on there, you'll find a place to contribute. Any dollar size is appreciated, but January is our month to fight. Because if we don't have our plan to action in place, absentees come out and we're going to miss that first boat. So I need all of you to help, and you did last time, and I know you'll do again this time, whether it's walking, contributing. Andrea's the person to help coordinate through the district, through all of you. So please, if you see her, give that slip to her as well. But I do want to wrap up here, and I appreciate the time tonight and helping move forward, because we do have another Republican event we're going to tonight in Beaumont. So I apologize for the short bouncing, but we've got to cover a lot of ground and do it quickly, and I'm sure you understand that. But let me say this. I have always fought against sanctuary cities. I helped lead that fight with all of you last time. Get those cities to be a part of that. And we're not done with that border fight. I'm so happy to see Agnes up here running again on that back. So this is a year of Trump. We have the impeachment alive, which should fire all of the Republicans aboard, right? Let's beat the Democrats coming out this election cycle. God bless you all. Please contact myself and Andrea. Help us support and beat Chad Mays. Thank you all.
And I think I saw Tim Donnelly come in. Yeah, there he is over here. Tim, you wanted to also be first, so come on up. Tim is recognized for 5 minutes. He is running in the 8th Congressional District.
Thank you, Gregory, and it's such a blessing to be here. You know, this impeachment scam, this impeachment sham is just the beginning, right? You guys know that. They're not going to stop after they fail at removing the duly elected president of the United States that we sent there to fight for us. And what a difference it has made to have President Trump in office. Wouldn't you like to have 435 Trumps? Well, I know that the American people are going to have their chance to have their say, and the media is going to be shocked. They aren't going to know what to do when we re-elect him with a greater margin than we did before. But you know what? It's not enough to have one man there. He needs help. He needs reinforcements. He needs somebody that will have his back, somebody that will take the fire and go out there and pick a fight on behalf of the American people. And you guys know me. You know I'm not shy. You know I'm not going to back down. I may not have the flowery words. I may not have the pretty speeches and all the finesse and polish. But you know what's in my heart. And I am going to go there and I will be your voice. I will not be a silent representative. I will not be a passive politician. I will be an outspoken patriot. I will be a passionate, principled voice that we need. You know, just watching our veterans right now, just watching those who are in active duty service, first time they've gotten a pay raise to actually start getting paid what they deserve. First time in how many years? I don't know. But you know what? We need to fix the VA so that it actually serves them and keeps the promise that we made them as the American people. That is a fight that I will engage. You send me to Washington, D.C., I will put a bill forth called the Voter Integrity Act that will require voter ID in every single federally held election in this country. And of course, I will push for that wall to be built, to be funded, and to be finished. But you know, we can't stop there. because the wall is a symbol, the wall is a physical barrier, but as some of my friends here in the front, Robin Hvidston and others know from having been out there years and years and years ago, trying to wake up this country. It was funny, I was at a meeting this morning, and a lady was telling me how I should focus on jobs and the economy and not talk about immigration. And then she started passionately telling me how immigration was affecting her life. And I said, you know, you're making my case. I said, we started that ball rolling years and years ago. Immigration is the tool that the left is using to undermine our republic. And that is something that I am passionate about. That is something that I am an expert on, and it's something where you can count on me to make some proposals and to fight, not just to fund the border wall, but to fix our legal immigration system so that it honors and respects the American people and puts America first and our interests first. Look, if you want to get involved in my campaign, I've got Lisa here, I've got my beautiful wife, Rowena, we've got signs, you can sign up with us. We are going to have a lot of fun out there, knocking doors and talking to people and taking back our country, one voter at a time. God bless you and Godspeed. I'll take the whole.
In fairness, since we just did Tim, we're going to ask Jay Olbernolte, who is also running in the 8th Congressional District, to come up now. Jay, you are recognized for 5 minutes.
Sir. Well, good evening, fellow Patriots. It is always an honor to be here with you. I want to start by thanking you so much for your endorsement. It means a lot to me to have the support of people who believe, as I do, in personal liberty, freedom, and lower taxes. So thank you for that. Wanted to give you an update on what's been going on with our campaign in the couple of months since we had the forum here in Mentone. A couple of things that I'm really, really happy to announce. First of all, there are 13 cities in the 8th Congressional District, and I'm very honored to announce that all 13 mayors of those cities have endorsed me for the congressional seat. It really means a lot to me. I'll tell you something that means even more, though, which is that a couple of weeks after our forum in November, I received the endorsement of the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association. I don't know about you, but I consider the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association to be the #1 preeminent protector of taxpayer rights here in California. They are the ones that were institutional in getting the Proposition 13 passed. They have been fighting for taxpayer rights ever since then, and to have their endorsement is really an honor. I have worked with them closely over the last 6 years in the legislature. I've introduced legislation with them and partnered legislation that they have considered some of the most impressive taxpayer protection legislation in the state in the last few years, and so to have their endorsement is really an honor for me. Also in December, I received the endorsement of the California State Law Enforcement Association and PORAC, which represents hundreds of thousands of law enforcement officers. And the reason why that endorsement means so much to me is that they recognize the law enforcement legislation that I have introduced and the fact that I'm going to go to Washington and I'm going to help our president enforce border security and build that wall. So to have those endorsements means a lot to me. So let me talk about what's going on in just in the next couple of weeks. Unfortunately, on Monday, the legislature will reconvene. So Mark Twain once famously said that no man's life, liberty, or property are safe when the legislature is in session. So unfortunately, on Monday, our life, liberty, and property will be again at risk. So I will go back and fight for our conservative principles in Sacramento. Next Friday, Governor Gavin Newsom will introduce his new revised budget for the state of California for the next fiscal year. So you know that I'm the ranking Republican on budget in Sacramento, so it'll be my job to deliver on next Friday the conservative response to what Gavin Newsom has to say. And I can tell you some of the things I already know are wrong with the budget. It is going to be another awful year for taxpayers in California. But at least I will be able to say this, at least the damage that this progressive socialist government is doing to our state is limited by the fact that we have a balanced budget provision in our state constitution. That means that we cannot run a structural deficit here in California. But unfortunately, we don't have a similar provision in the federal constitution. And that's why this year, we are going to run at a federal level a budget deficit of over $1 trillion. That's $1 billion as a federal budget deficit this year. And what's worse than that is the Congressional Budget Office estimates that if we don't fix this problem now, by the year 2050, just debt service on our national debt is going to exceed 10% of our gross domestic product. Think about that. That's not 10% of the taxes we collect. That's 10% of every single dollar our economy produces is going to go just to feed our national debt. So I ask you, is that the legacy that we want to leave to our children and our grandchildren? Because I don't think it is. And that's why I'm passionate about going to Congress and helping to fix that problem. I've been the ranking Republican on budget for the last few years in the legislature. I'm vice chair of the Budget Committee. I sit on the Committee for Appropriations, the Joint Legislative Budget Committee. I think I have the experience to help our Republican president and hopefully our Republican Congress and our Republican Senate fix this boondoggle of a federal deficit. So I want to thank you very much for your support and your endorsement. I want to thank you for all of the emotional support that you've given Heather and I want to wish you a very happy new year, and God bless you. Thank you for your support of my campaign.
Sir, all your time.
Yeah, how much did I want to take?
33 seconds. Right now, let's have our attention on Agnes.
Thank you. I am running for the California 31st Congressional District against I was joking. When I became a U.S. citizen, I took an oath to defend and protect the Constitution of the United States of America. When my only son, Ronald Da Silva, was murdered by a previously deported illegal alien, my oath was put to the test. As you know, my son's murderer was released November 22nd. I fought for 3 months to have the guy removed, and I'm very proud to say that I succeeded. He was immediately deported. And I feel very strongly about that and very proud of myself for not giving up, not just for my son, but for all the victims out there. Now I'm standing and fighting for my country, the country I love and respect and call home. You see, this is the only country of citizenship that I have. As you may know, Hungary took our citizenship away when my parents escaped from Hungary. But I need your help to take my fight to the halls of Congress. Help President Trump secure our borders and fight for this great nation to keep America great again. I would like to ask for your support my campaign with a contribution. As you know, I'm grassroots, I'm starting fresh. Volunteer to help. Go on my website, agnesgibboney.com, and like my page, sign up to volunteer any way you can. I will stand to stop illegal immigration, to secure our borders, to enforce immigration laws that has been lacked. Nobody is enforcing immigration laws anymore. Ending birthright citizenship. Tracking visa overstays, which is another huge one. Make mandatory e-verify and punish employers who hires illegal aliens. And even though my son was shot and killed, I want to protect our Second Amendment rights. And I also stand for shortening the term of office, limited term of office for politicians. With your support, we can turn our district red, and we need to work to do that. Not just District 31, but throughout California. Let's take our state back. I thank you for your support. Remember, a strong woman aren't simply born. They are made by the storms that they have walked through. and here's an example. I walked through many storms, and I'm still standing strong, and I'm still fighting, and will continue fighting for this great country that I call my home. I want to put our citizens first, each one of you. I don't want to represent one particular group or another particular group. I want to represent everyone. And I want to listen to your concerns and anything I can do in office. I know I can't do anything in office by myself, but perhaps I can bring some integrity and some honesty to the halls of Congress and fight, and maybe somebody will follow my lead, because it seems like everybody's afraid to speak up, and I will not be afraid to speak up. I want to thank you for your support that you have given me for these past couple of years. I will always be one of you. I will always be the Agnes that you can approach, that you can talk and ask any questions, and anything that I can do, I will do for you, because doing it for you, I'm doing it for myself and for my children, for this country that I love. Many people don't know, I applied many years ago to enlist in the Air Force, and I didn't pass because my English wasn't that good. And when I finally passed, they told me that I had to put my son up for adoption, and I refused to do that. This is my opportunity to stand up and fight for my country that I love. God bless America, and let's help President Trump. Thank you so much.
And we hope to see all of you back here on January 16th to actually support this woman in her candidacy with a great fundraiser with Katie Hopkins. So we expect everyone here, back here that night. And our next speaker in order here is, drum roll please, Robin Hvidston. What can we say about Robin Hvidston? If you follow her, if you're on her emails, I mean, every day, she and her crew are going somewhere on the cause of illegal immigration, or on, now more recently, gathering signatures for the Gavin Newsom recall. Constantly, practically every day they're doing something. One day you went to San Diego, you came here, and you had another event some other place, all in one day. You were taking it easy that day. We love Robin here, and if you look up political activist and patriot, either word in the dictionary, you will see her picture. Robin, you are recognized for 5 minutes.
She's Wonder Woman! Yes, good evening. Happy New Year. Yes, I am a grassroots activist stepping up, heading to Sacramento. And I've got a great team with me, my campaign strategist. This is Lori Masonis, very creative. My campaign manager, Raul Rodriguez, he's here tonight. So I've got a great team helping me. We want to take this state back, right? Woo! Make it golden again. And we believe conservative activists can do that. It's, as was mentioned earlier, Republicans need to get more aggressive. More aggressive. Melissa Melendez, assembly member from Lake Elsinore, was once asked at a meeting, I will never forget this, by the Republicans, what can we do? And this is what she said, 2 words, get loud. Get your voice out there. My campaign will be based upon pro-America, pro-law enforcement, including securing the border, and pro-business. No increase in Proposition 13. Absolutely none. Again, we want citizens to get active in Sacramento. So many are unaware of what is going on, and we can make a difference. Tonight, I have brought an activity for everyone to do. Everyone can be an activist tomorrow. We have Senator Patricia Bates, a Republican from Orange County, and she has introduced a bill that would end the automatic voter registration, that horrible bill that was passed by our leftists in Sacramento. She has introduced a bill that would end the the automatic registration. SB 57. Yes, this is what we mean. We need to get loud and express your support for this bill. Raul Rodriguez has the information on a card here he's going to pass out. It's going to take one phone call from you tomorrow to call the committee. It's the Senate Election Committee in Sacramento. You call them and you tell them you support SB 57. It has a committee hearing in the Elections Committee next Tuesday in Sacramento. So this is what we mean. Get loud. Get your voice behind this bill. It's just a common sense bill calling for the end of the automatic voter registration. This issue is prime to the election problems in this state. There's been much fraud and many mistakes associated with this. So please, everyone, Raul is passing the card out. You can make this phone call tomorrow. Look at how many people are here. Look at what a voice that will be. The committees keep a tally of who calls and what the voice is of the people. The committee is stacked. This is not good news. It is 4 Democrats and only 1 Republican. However, we still must get behind a Republican bill such as this that is so important and that expresses what we believe. So my campaign, as I said, I'm a grassroots activist. I found out the Wednesday before Thanksgiving that there was going to be no Republican in Assembly District 41. So I called the Republican headquarters in San Bernardino and they verified it. And they said to me, why don't you run? I thought about it. Yes, I will. So I'm very excited. I've been working on the Recall Gavin Newsom campaign, and I'm meeting so many wonderful Californians. There are so many wonderful patriots out there. We've got to get active. We've got to get loud. Remember, more than 4 million of us voted for Trump. Do you know how many people that is out there that are with us? We're not alone. We just need to get activated, strong, and aggressive. And what motivates us? Just as Agnes said earlier, love of our country, love of our state. We can take Sacramento back. We can. Get off the couch, get your friends and relatives activated, be loud, be proud, and we're going to take this state back. And I'm asking for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Running for the 23rd Senate District, and he's the only one of those candidates to make it here tonight. As we said before, really good on everything except one important issue. I would note that before the candidate forum in November, we offered all of our candidates 3 opportunities for extra credit. One was to go to the school choice town hall at Riley's Farms and post that on your Facebook page to show your support for school choice. Lloyd White and Tim Donnelly did that. We also asked people to post on their Facebook page your opposition to XXX sex education. We've talked about that and how grossly inappropriate it is, and that if you weren't in a government-run school showing children those kind of materials, you'd be arrested as a sex criminal. It's that bad. Lloyd White and Tim Donnelly took avail of that. And the last one was to join the prayer vigil for 40 Days for Life outside the Planned Parenthood abortion mill in San Bernardino, and only Tim Donnelly took advantage of that one. But 2 out of 3 is not bad, and Lloyd, you are recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. Boy, I love coming out here. It's one place that I think we can all feel very comfortable. It's tough to follow 2 strong women like I just followed 2 strong women. But I got to get used to it because in my race, there are 4 strong women that I'm running against. Unfortunately, 2 of them are Democrats and very strong. I think some of the comments that have been made here earlier about taking back our state, that is important. But I hope you all realize that most of you here live in a district that is still a Republican district. It's one of the last Republican Senate districts in our state, and it's important that we keep it and we hold on to it. And in order to do that, voters need to have a clear choice between the Democrat running and the Republican running. And we don't do that by acting like Democrats. We don't do that by agreeing with the Democrats. We do that by standing out and being active and having the experience and the record to run on. I ran for city council. I'm a council member in Beaumont. I ran for office because I recognized that there was corruption going on in our town, and it was something that I wanted to do something about. We cleaned up the corruption, reformed the government. I heard earlier when Susan was speaking, someone yelled that property taxes never go down. Well, they went down in Beaumont. We reformed our Melrose, and we dropped property taxes by $4 million a year for 12,000 homeowners in Beaumont. I'm a member of the RCTC, Riverside County Transportation Commission. I don't know, does anyone here live in Riverside County? Okay. On the ballot in 2020, it is likely to have a half-cent sales tax increase put in by Riverside County Transportation Commission. We have 32 commissioners on that board. Only 2 of us have been voting to stop that. Also, we need to look at the split roll. Those are opportunities for Republicans to get active and to bring out the vote. We're never going to win by ballot harvesting, because how many Republicans here would hand over your ballot to someone? None. So ballot harvesting is not going to work for the Republicans. What's going to work for Republicans is getting behind initiatives like the split roll, initiatives like the one that will end the death penalty, make it illegal in the state of California. There's another initiative that'll be on the 2020 ballot that reforms the the criminal sentencing issues. It changes a lot of those crimes that now people don't have to spend time in jail for. So we need to have a conservative Republican. I am a conservative Republican. I've taken the American for Taxpayer Reform, no tax pledge, protection pledge, and I will stand by that. I will not do anything that increases taxes if I get elected. I am a conservative Republican. I stand for the Second Amendment. I am pro-life. I am pro-Donald Trump, and I'll support our president long after he's reelected, and hopefully he can get a 3rd term, but we'll see. And again, I want to thank you for the opportunity to come in and speaking to you tonight. And on Saturday from 2 to 4, I'm launching our campaign headquarters at Cherry Valley Realty up in Cherry Valley. I'd love to see any of you who can make it to come out there and pick up some signs, and you will see me walking in your neighborhoods if you're in this area. It may take me a while. There's only 1 million voters, I believe, or 1 million citizens in this, not 1 million voters, but about 100,000 Republicans. I won't be able to reach all of you, but I'm going to do my best, and I've got a good ground game working. And again, thank you for, one last thing. I want to take issue with what Greg said. I have a strong position on immigration. I don't have time to explain it to you here tonight, but I'm a pragmatist Republican, and it's something that is important to me. I agree with everything that Agnes put out. There's nothing that she brought up that I don't agree with. Come to my meeting on Saturday from 2 to 4. I'll take all the time you need to explain to you where I stand on immigration and why, for once, I think Greg might be wrong on not endorsing me. Thank you.
I just want to add, there is not a candidate in this race that works any harder than Lloyd White. He's everywhere doing everything. If he gets elected, he will be working for us.
I'm going to apologize. I would have sworn I had made a slide for you, but it is not here, so you're going to have Lloyd White looking over you while you talk, but you are recognized here for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me tonight. I thought I would just share a little bit about who I am, how I got here, what I've done, and what I need. I live up in the high desert. My late husband was an infantry officer in the Marine Corps, and he was killed in 2004. And he was from Idaho. And before he died, he told me, he said, if I die, please don't bury me in this liberal state. I want to be buried in my own state of conservatism in Idaho. And it was sad to me because my 2 kids were 3 and 5 when he was killed. And so they go up to his conservative state and they visit there where he is buried. And I thought, we can do better. We can make a difference here in this state where I'm from, and it's near and dear to my heart. And so with that, I set out to sort of make an impression upon my kids that don't complain about the things that we're stuck with, try to make a difference in life. And so through a series of circumstances, I came to be on our planning commission and then elected to the town council in Yucca Valley, and now as your supervisor. And I was very fortunate and blessed to be in good company with people like Jan Lesia, Mayor Rigsby back there, Greg Bogue, all of whom set out to serve their county in the role of supervisor. And it is by God's grace that I am here today. I have learned a tremendous amount in my year that I have been here. And I will tell you that you may not know me, but the Democrats do. And they have spent almost $1 million to get rid of me and to unseat me in my seat. They have tried everything that they can. It is in the Court of Appeals now with liberal judges that have sought to have my appointment overturned. And it is by God's grace that I am still here, and I will still continue to be on your ballot in March. And so I will tell you that while we may be doing everything that we can do to fight those conservative causes, the Democrats have a great ground game, and they are beating us in many aspects. And so for the things that make a difference for us, it's just spreading the word. Like, we'll all tell you that money is great and it helps our campaigns, but if you could just tell a few people that you know a conservative that's happy to espouse the views that you all have, whether it's immigration, whether it's just fighting for our country. I can see Fox News and the things that are going on that are great. When we get home tonight, you're gonna love our president even more when you found out what he did today. So, and I won't spill the beans, but there are some great things that are happening on the international level, and I'm proud to be a part of that. At our county level, with the things that I have done, I have been able to sunset a tax called FP5 for our fire protection district, that it was an unconstitutional tax, in my opinion, that was passed, and it should be sunset, and we should be allowed to vote on it how we want to be, if we want to be taxed or forego services. So there's a lot of things that we've done, whether it's reducing fees, limiting government at that county level. I've learned a lot. I have had the opportunity to reduce the size of government in so much as my little part has been in this last year. And if I'm blessed again to be able to serve you and to do it for another 4 years. And so I really thank the leadership that I've had. I've reached out to our Assemblyman Olbernolte. Thank you for your leadership and their being willing to be there for me and to say, how do I be a nonpartisan person that's conservative and still be able to make an impact? And I thank you for those words of wisdom that you've given me and the leadership that you've shown. And I look forward to having you in Congress to do more of the same of that. And everything else that we have in front of us for the next 4 years, we will be able to make a difference. But please know that those Democrats that are wanting my position to be overturned, they have 5 of us, they have 5 of them running against 1 of me in this spot. This spot just flipped to a majority of the Democrats. It used to always be Republican, and so they're after it more than anything. So I appreciate your vote. I appreciate you just telling people what you can do to help espouse our conservative values. And if you're interested in supporting me at that level, please come back and see us at the back table, grab a sign, help us, and further those values at the county level. So thank you for your support.
First Assembly District, he's from Riverside. But this he's a great guy. He's a supporter of many conservative causes. And the picture of his family here at Christmas time. So that was the best picture I could find for your presentation. I'm Mazarei. You're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. I didn't know I was going to talk, so I didn't prepare anything. And if anybody knows me, I am not a politician, even though Supervisor Hewitt keeps telling me I'm a good politician. I'm not. And if you guys ever heard me speak, I usually let it all out, but I have a 9-year-old right here. So that's not going to happen either. So that's going to be very confusing. So the reason why I decided to run, because I'm kind of pissed off. So how many here have $35,600 that they want to pay to Gavin Newsom today? Anybody? Okay. Everybody, Republican also, and Democrats, are bragging about a $21 billion surplus in the budget. I'm a business owner. When I look at balance sheet, when there's a liability of $1.3 trillion, that $21 billion doesn't even cover the interest rate. So divide it up to 40 million people, approximately, that's $35,000 that we owe. And nobody here wants to pay for it, but we still owe it. That's why I'm running. Because of the sex ed thing, I am homeschooling now because of somebody of my character that is very enlightened and open-minded and all that. I read the curriculum and I blushed. I was beside myself. I went to RUSD, I even threatened to sue them. And they know that I will do that because I am one of the plaintiffs right now suing the state of California for voter integrity. The DMV and Secretary of State, I'm one of the first plaintiffs that signed. And one more good thing, I'm the only politician here that's not gonna ask you for money. I'm gonna self-fund the whole thing. If you wanted, I'm not gonna refuse money, but if you want to, my maximum is $20.20, and I will match it. And for, where did Agnes go? Where'd she go? Oh, okay. I really like her, so tonight, if you guys commit to give her up to $1,000, I'll match it tonight. So, putting your monies together and match it. Same thing with Jay, because I like Jay too. So if you guys want to raise money tonight for Jay, I'll match that too. So, come on guys, let's put money together, and I guess my 5 minutes is up, hopefully. Oh, got 2 more minutes to go. My whole thing is messed up because she's here. Because usually I just go off. Agnes, I'm gonna, if you raise $1,000 tonight, I'm gonna match it. Thank you. So we're gonna do it together.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. He's gonna match both Jay Olbernolte and Agnes Gibboney. Here is Agnes Gibboney's teapot. Now, actually, we need to empty these if we're going to do the matching.
No cheating. We're not Democrats.
Yeah, there's already somebody. And the other teapot on the other side of the table is going to be for Jay Olbernolte.
Come on, guys. I want to make sure we raise money for these great candidates.
We can't do that.
The money's not. We're not touching the money. Okay. John is advising us that as for campaigns, this cannot be cash. So if you have a check with you, you can do that. Anyway, Agnes has envelopes, so if you want to contribute to her, or you can contribute. Agnes, are you set up to take credit cards? Okay, so you can fill out your credit card information on the envelope or put a check in the envelope, and then Ali was going to match that, and the same is going to apply to Jay Olbernolte.
See how I burned up 2 minutes? Huh? Smart, huh? So, thank you. As Agnes, I'm an immigrant here. On January 16, 1979, the Shah left Iran. In April, we left. It was a Monday night. I came out of my room in my house. I was 9 years old. My dad was crying, and he was seeing his friends getting shot and hung on TV. So on Monday night, he said, "We're going to the United States tomorrow." So we left, and ever since then, this country is my home, is my adopted country, and I want to give everything back. We were fortunate. We lost everything in Iran. My parents were both teachers, and we lost everything. And we came over here, and through hard work, we all became business owners. On Prop 13, one of my properties, I pay $145,000 in taxes, property tax. If it goes through, it goes up to $860,000. So what she's saying, as a business owner, I am out of California, and I'm going to be taking out 400 jobs with me. So please, get involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Ali.
Oh, the lights are bright. Good evening, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here, and I'm sorry I am late this evening. We had another speaking engagement in a different city, but we knew that it was important to make it here tonight. So we are here. Our team is here to make sure that we share our thoughts. One thing that I need you folks to know is that I'm in it to win it. I'm not here to just be a passive little candidate, but I'm really here to win hearts and minds. And as we're going through the district, we're sharing a message that's resonating with people's hearts and minds, making sure that we grow the party, not just speak to our own constituents and our own brothers and sisters in the Republican Party, but to make sure that we expand and share our message to others and bring them in and grow our party. And our message is one of hope. Unifying people and unifying families and unifying young adults, millennials, and seniors to make sure that they know that we do not want to fight other Republicans, but we want to fight Democrat philosophies, policies that are affecting, making sure that we don't have San Francisco, San Diego, or LA policies coming into our communities right here in District 23 or the Inland Empire. Because one size does not fit all in California. Our topographies, our demographics are very different everywhere in California. So we need to advocate, make sure that we protect what's important to us in the Inland Empire. Coming from a realtor perspective, I'm looking at Prop 13, making sure that we protect Prop 13, making sure that we do not support split roll. And right now, with the messaging that's being carried across, it's being sold in a way that it's going to be benefiting education. We need to make sure that we are communicating effectively how these policies are going to be affecting our everyday communities, our everyday lives, and especially our businesses and those local businesses right here in our communities. It's also important to note that there are many policies that are coming down that are being misrepresented. So effective messaging, short and sweet, are very important. And that's what we're doing. We are carrying the message in a way that is going to be simple to understand for people that are busy with having to maintain their families, people that have to work 2 or 3 jobs and can't focus on what's going on, and redirecting the focus from federal to state issues and how those issues are affecting their everyday lives. Because we take it for granted because we understand, but most people do not understand the difference between federal policies and state issues and how they're affecting every day. So when we go about and we talk about how the makeup of the legislature is in California, the majority being Democrats, how the governor has been now with the 3rd term being a Democrat, the Senate being only comprised out of the 40, only 11 are Republicans, and the Assembly with only, out of the 80, only 18 being Republicans. People are flabbergasted to know that those policies that you talk about as far as what the concerns are in our district are under the Democratic philosophy. The number one thing that they say is, why didn't we know this? And how do we share this message? So we know we're on point when we're talking about education and empowering and making sure that people are engaged in local state government and why it's important. Why we need to regain the balance in the legislature and why we need to make sure that we keep it a Republican. And it is this messaging of optimism, of unifying people, unifying Republicans, that makes leadership excited about our campaign. Because we need to unite. We will not win if we're not united, if we're not working together. And it befits us to make sure that we are uplifting, supporting our own candidates, and not bad-mouthing or tainting their character. But most important, let's get together so that we can advocate for our local families, our seniors, our children's education, and making sure that we have a Republican in place who will be able to be your voice. And I hope to be that voice for you. Rosilicie, Ochoa-Bogh for Senate District 23. Thank you.